It's great to see you, Coach. We're on the eve of the Secretaries Cup. Any thoughts as you face this is the 49th meeting of the Coast Guard against the Merchant Marine. Any thoughts on the upcoming game?
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. Just watching them on tape, they're obviously very good, very talented team. Haven't had a chance to watch the defense yet, but offensively, I mean, that quarterback, he's probably as talented, if not the most talented kid that we'll face all year at that position. So they do what they do, and they do it very well. So we're gonna have our hands full.
Yeah. Well, speaking of which, this last outing against WPI, Coast Guard was on the, basically the goal line, and gave up I don't know if it's fair to say gave up the ball once, stripped on the goal line. Any thoughts on, it seems to me like I played hockey, and when you play hockey, some games the puck bounces your way and some games it just doesn't. You just don't get the bounce. Was this one of those games where it just didn't get the bounce, or was just, how do you describe it? It seems kind of suspicious, so to speak, to be that close to scoring and not being able to cross the goal line.
I don't know quite how to explain it, but twice in that game, first one was in the first quarter, where we basically driven the ball the entire field. The tight end was actually going into the end zone and had the ball knocked away. And then the second one was somewhere in the second half where, again, we had, put a pretty good drive together and just on a normal handoff. And inexplicably, we fumbled the ball. So you can say it's one of those things that happen, but it just seems like lately in those situations, it's happened too often. So I don't think defensively, I don't think we played very well. We didn't do the things that we talked about all week in practice as far as how we want to attack their offense. So when you put that together, when kids not basically playing the way they're coached to play, this is how it turns out. So hopefully, we have learned from this thing and just kind of keep pushing forward.
Yeah, keep pushing forward. That's for sure. I guess, I do want to ask you this kind of sports psychology question. I think we get taught as individuals, competitors, we have more opportunities to learn how to lose and be a good sport than we know how to learn how to win. And if a sports psychologist came in and saw this, would they ask, are the Bears afraid to win? Is there something that's keeping them back from winning? Is there, is there any fear there that might be an inhibitor?
I don't think so. I think that each team is basically its own capsule. And, within that capsule, those individuals have to learn how to win. And we just have not learned how to do that yet, at least anywhere with consistency. We've knocked on the door so many times. You can blame it to youth or, whatever it may be, the lost season or whatever. But we just haven't, within this year, we haven't learned how to win yet. Now, you can say, I'm at fault and the buck stops with me. And, I would accept that responsibility. But I think everybody wants to win. We don't all know how to do it, we think that we've put in the work. Sometimes we have to question if we put in the work the right way.
Hey, two more questions. Merchant Marine got a bye week last week. Coast Guard had a game. How big of an impact does that have that they got an extra week to rest?
I think it's a huge impact. I just know how we looked last week when we came out against MIT and how we felt. So I know they had exams, but a week off is a week off. And, we got banged up a little bit in this week. So they'll be fresh legs, the whole 9 yards. So I think it's a huge advantage for them having the week off.
Yeah. And then last question, I'm just kind of curious, what are the stakes like? How does the Coast Guard think about the Secretaries Cup? It's a rivalry game. It's got a different dynamic. I'm actually in Dallas right now, just covered the Air Force Army game. And Coach Monken was talking about emotions are going to be a big factor. And indeed they were. Is that same kind of experience happen with Coast Guard? I mean, how
I would say that you don't have to say too much to get the kids amped up for the game. I mean, I think there's a pep rally scheduled for this evening for the kids. And I know going into the game, one of the things that, being a part of rivalry games for a number of years now, one thing you really have to worry about is them being too amped up when the game starts, where, adrenaline's pumping and they're pumped. And of course, you're at home. that they forget about that. Hey, you're here, you got a job to do. This is a game. So I'll just remind them, during the week that, after the first hit, after the kickoff, eventually the game's going to be won by the team who plays the best. So not who's the most charged up at the beginning of the game. At some point, you have to settle down and make plays.
All right, and I lied to you. I've got one more.
Okay.
Coast Guard will be wearing the Station 17 uniform this time. The first time they wore it, you gave a pep talk to them about, kind of paying honor to the men who represented Station 17 or were part of the Station 17. What kind of an impact do you expect that to have this game?
Well, I'll certainly use that again and just remind them the one last time this season, just to, just to remind those guys of the service that those who came before them had and what type of people they were. So, and just kind of remember that as they take that into the game with them. So we'll be excited for it. I'm sure Merchant Marines, they're going to be excited to be here. And it's going to be a beautiful weekend. So we're looking forward to it.
All right, Coach. Thank you. Good luck. I'll see you on Saturday.
All right. Thank you.